BYU Sports Nation. Brought to you by the BYU Store. Simulcast on BYU TV and BYU Radio. Now from Studio B, here's Spencer Linton and Jarom Jordan.
BYU Sports Nation is live once again. Great to have you with us, everyone. Your day-to-day play-by-play back in Studio B, presented by the BYU Store, official outfitter of BYU fans everywhere. It is Wednesday, March 23rd. It is a game night for BYU basketball. I am Spencer Linton, teamed up with a man who is halfway to his perfect Final Four NIT bracket, Jarom Jordan.
I filled one out for no good reason, but I've got the other two. I got the Bonnies, and I got Xavier. Not to be confused with Professor Xavier. And then I had Brigham coming out of its quadrant, and then Wake Forest was the other. So go Demon Deacons.
So BYU and Wake Forest need to win tonight for Jarom to have the perfect NIT Final Four.
This is exciting, said no one.
What are you talking about? You called a perfect Final Four potentially.
Yeah, who cares? Doesn't matter.
Again, you need to launch your own website.
It doesn't matter.
You need to launch your own website and do NIT bracketology. You can become the master of that domain. Nobody has dared to take that domain just yet.
What?
More NIT bracketology in today's show lineup. Well, at least NIT discussion for sure. Does BYU men's basketball need to win tonight in order to call this basketball season a success? We'll get into that. Men's Hoops assistant coach Cody Fueger joins us in studio to preview tonight's matchup against Washington State. A spot in New York City and Madison Square Garden on the line. And BYU football bolstered its secondary this morning. A veteran pass defender coming over in the transfer portal. We'll talk with the newest member of the Cougars and bring on today's BYU Sports Nation headlines now.
It's a knit quarterfinal game day as the Cougars of Brigham host the Cougars of Washington State. Pre-game at 8 Eastern on BYU Radio. The game on ESPN2 and BYU Radio, of course. An hour later, winner goes to Madison Square Garden in New York City for the semifinals of the NIT or NIT.
Who is this football mystery edition? We're going to give you the details right now. BYU Football has announced the signing of Vanderbilt transfer cornerback Gabe Jeudy-Lally. Coming off a season where he racked up 50 tackles, had an interception with the Commodores, the redshirt junior has 3 years of eligibility left. We'll discuss more with the newest member of the BYU Football pass defense.
SEC! SEC!
Let's go.
In other less exciting news, freshman defensive lineman Logan Fano tweeted this. For everyone asking, I've injured my ACL and will be getting surgery soon. Thank you all for the continued love and support. I'll be back ready to go. Logan 2.0 is on the way. Go Cougs. I won't be answering questions at this time. We did confirm it is a torn ACL, so if he returns this season, typically a 9-month recovery now in 2022, it'd be late season if he does at all. Bummer, because Logan Fano was going to be a interesting piece on the defensive line as a freshman.
We thought maybe an immediate contributor, right?
Yeah. So, best wishes and recovery to Logan.
Yeah, get better, Logan. BYU baseball beats Utah Valley yesterday, 12-5, extending their win streak over the Wolverines in a rivalry but not rivalry to 12 games. Jarom called it 2 home runs by the Batcats.
Yay.
One from Alex Sardina and the other from Cole Gamble, who is just swinging a fantastic bat right now.
Sardina played for Pintar and had a homer.
That's how you get it done.
That's what you do.
The reserve role.
That's what you do.
You raise your stock. 12 total hits for BYU in that win. BYU returns to Miller Park this weekend for a massive West Coast Conference series against a very good and nationally ranked Gonzaga team. The Bulldogs, number 23, coming to Provo.
I thought it was Gonzaga. The women's track and field outdoor team is ranked number 1 at the midpoint of the USTFCCA Program of the Year rankings. That's awesome. Men's team is 10th. Part of the teams are participating in the 94th Clyde Littlefield Texas Relays in Austin today through Saturday. There are 2 other meets they might be at, depending on what events you do and where. And I wonder if it's ever like, where's the nicest place to go? I'll go to Austin.
BYU track and field by far is the most well-traveled team on campus. I feel like they're all over the map at several locations at the same time.
Yes.
And they have an outdoor and indoor season.
Yes. I'd rather be on the golf team when it comes to the sport and travel, though. That'd be my number one pick there. Yeah.
All rise and shout. It's time for What's Trending.
You're talking about it, and so are we. It's What's Trending on BYU Sports Nation.
What's Trending presented by Delta Airlines. Keep climbing. In the words of Mark Pope in a text message sent to his players late on Saturday night or early Sunday morning, 40 minutes to New York. 40 minutes of basketball will determine which set of Cougars from BYU or Washington State go to Madison Square Garden and the NIT Final Four. Question is, does BYU need to win tonight and punch that ticket to New York City and the NIT Final Four in order to call this season a success?
Depends what your standard is. If you're Utah and you've won between 11 and 17 games the last 4 seasons, you would take a 24-10 and 2-win postseason in the NIT right now. You would. If you're BYU, you want to make the tourney almost every year, right? It's hard to make it every year. I don't think that's the standard, but it's the goal, certainly. But the standard is probably make the tourney, 2 out of every 4 years or 3 out of every 4 years. The reality is getting to the tourney is the goal. It's not winning in the tourney. I'd like to get to the point where going isn't the goal, that winning in the tourney is the goal. I don't think it's unsuccessful if BYU loses tonight and ends the season at 24-11 with 2 postseason wins in the NIT. I don't think it's unsuccessful. I don't think we're in a position to call a 24-win year unsuccessful.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that would be too high. Certainly, if BYU wins tonight, we automatically remember this season in a unique way more than we would have because that team at least made a run in the postseason, and we don't care about the CBI, and I don't even think BYU can even go to the CIT. It's meant for smaller schools. So BYU a couple years ago could have gone to the CBI, chose not to. They were like, no, we're not doing that. That's like Pepperdine, okay? I think, did they win the CBI last year? Like, who cares? Doesn't matter. I know they got COVID after going to that, and then they got to the men's volleyball team, and that complicated things with BYU men's volleyball. But anyways, no, BYU does not need to win to call this season successful.
In context, let's rewind to the beginning of the season. And we're sitting in Studio B at some point in October, and we're discussing...
Roll the tape!
The crystal ball that has revealed what's going to happen this season for BYU.
Like when we predicted...
Sure. But then we find out the next day. Gavin Baxter's going to blow out his knee against Utah Valley. Richard Harward is not going to finish even one regular season game. So you will have no bigs. And Seneca Knight, transfer that we had high hopes for, is going to injure his finger in the latter part of the season. Okay? So BYU will not have those players available.
Then what?
But they're still going to win 24 games. We don't know the context of, hey, it's going to be in the NIT or the tournament.
Yeah.
They're still going to win 24 games. We would say, whoa, okay, well done, Mark Pope and coaching staff. Like, you get 24 wins and you don't have those pieces? That's too much success to call it unsuccessful.
Yeah.
24 games with essentially no bigs? That is amazing. You win 24 games.
You're asking, hey, Atiki Ali Atiki, I know you're from a different continent and you're a totally different religion and this is a totally different experience for you. Can you be the main guy? No. It was Foos. The other guy from a different continent, from a different religion, who's trying to figure things out. They did really well. Foos did particularly well. Atiki has come on the last half of the season really nicely as well. That's awesome. So now I would submit this, Spence. Has BYU overachieved with these numbers?
Yeah, and I said as much to Mark Pope right before the Cougs versus Cancer run. At that point, they had won 22 games. I'm like, but you still won 22 games with everything that has been thrown your direction in terms of lack of health and the roster shakeup. That's pretty remarkable. Like, that is 22 wins at that point is wild. Like, I can't sit here and say, I don't know if I'd have taken it. You tell me Baxter and Harward and Seneca Knight you're going to take 22 wins.
Yeah, a fool wouldn't.
Yes, absolutely. Then consider this. Remember when BYU beat number 1 ranked Gonzaga and spoiled the Zags' perfect season on their senior night?
Wait, what?
Eric Mika.
When did that happen?
It was the Eric Mika game that essentially propelled him into wanting to pursue the NBA draft.
Yes.
Which
was that a bad thing, BYU beat number 1 Gonzaga then? I'm just kidding. It's always good to be.
Remind me, what did that BYU team do in the postseason?
NIT
Jarom?
1-0.
NIT 1 and done.
UT Arlington?
Already, even though BYU beat the number 1 team in America and ruined their perfect season, already we view this team in more of a happy or cheerful light compared to that team that beat number 1 ranked Gonzaga because they have won 2 games of the NIT.
Because season.
And because
not because game.
They have just battled through adversity. So this season,
some self-imposed.
To me, already is a success.
Yeah.
Contextually speaking.
Yeah, listen, we have standards here on and off the court. On the court, we want BYU to win a bunch of games to make the NCAA tournament. The reality is that's not always going to happen. And I think winning 2 games in the NIT, to me, is probably still an overachievement given the roster. And it's not like you had sophomores or even juniors backing them up. I'm telling you, they're literally freshmen who are living on a different continent. It's a new experience. They've done really well. Fusa and Atiki have done really well to play as well as they've done.
Yes.
And I'm excited for their future. They're both going to be in the Big 12 era for BYU. This is awesome. We didn't think that we were going to need them this year. But their growth was expedited, which was great. And Foose had the most growth of any player on the team this year, period. Not even close. Went from, well, I don't know how much he's going to play. He seems like he could be good in a while, to double machine down the stretch, right? And he's top 35, by the way, in offensive and defensive rebounding percentage in the country.
He has the accelerator clause in his personal contract.
Yes, which, by the way, if I understand it correctly, international players can't have NIL deals. There's some technicality there, which is disappointing.
Yeah,
as I understand it.
We got to work on that.
NCAA, figure that out, okay? But yeah, listen, go and win tonight and continue this. And now we throw you in with 13 and 16. It's hey, I know those teams didn't make the tourney, but it was a fun run in the postseason. Because let's be honest, if BYU, I'm not saying I like the NIT more than the NCAA when I say this. Just understand the point.
Of course
Just
not.
hear the sentence I'm saying, not anything around it. BYU would have been out of the tourney by now. And it's fun that we're still
playing,
mingling with BYU basketball in the net. So let's go.
You can be disappointed and still call a season successful. Case in point.
100%. Yeah.
BYU women's basketball. We just got done talking about that.
Yeah.
Super disappointing finish in the NCAA tournament. Was their season successful? Yes. Absolutely. In fact, it was one for the record books. 26 wins.
I went after a dude the other day on Twitter about this.
4 losses.
Very point.
You can be disappointed and still have a successful season. I know that BYU fans want BYU in the big dance. We all did. You can be disappointed about that, but still step back and say, you know what? Now that I look at the big picture, man, I can't believe they won 24 games. Maybe 25 tonight. Maybe 26 if they win one more, or 27 if they win the NIT.
They've got a shot at it, right? Let's go.
It's already been,
in fact,
a success. To your point, you and I believe they have overachieved based on all of the adversity that they have seen. We can still be disappointed and still see that picture clearly.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's go. Let's win tonight. Beat the Cougs. The spirit of Tyler Algier is alive tonight. Let's go.
Our question of the day: does BYU need to win tonight in order to call this season a success? What's the play in basketball that equals Tyler Algier flying over the goal line and destroying a defender to score a touchdown?
Caleb Lohner's dunk against Pepperdine, was it? That one was awesome.
Caleb Lohner catches a body on a dunk.
Yes, knees a dude in the jaw. Yes. He's
the
just
Superman.
Tom Chambers above him, yeah.
Where you propel yourself even higher because your knee goes into the chest.
Yes, this is Tom Chambers with the Suns, not the Utes. Just want to point that out.
That's the Tyler Algier play that we're hoping to see tonight. All right, let's go to Voice of the Nation.
This is the Voice of the Nation on BYU Sports Nation.
Jonathan Hawkinson on Twitter answers, absolutely BYU needs to win tonight in order to call this season a success. Okay. BYU started the season looking like a top team in the nation. It's only right for them to finish the season looking like a top team with a win tonight. A win tonight will make the season a success given all the injuries and obstacles they have overcome. We would argue that
politely disagree because
they have already achieved success based on that logic. The season has been a success given all the injuries and obstacles they have already overcome.
Yes. I don't know what the football analogy is, but what if BYU lost its starting left tackle and left guard and still were able to run the ball decently? You know what I mean? Like, that'd be tough. Or, it just it changed the season. It really did. The matchups that BYU was going to be equal to or better than were tougher. Like, BYU doesn't lose to San Francisco twice if Gavin Baxter or Richard Harward are there.
They don't lose to Utah Valley if Gavin Baxter stays in that game. BYU doesn't lose to Santa Clara Pacific if they have one of their bigs in that game.
I think we all believe that. Yeah, that changed the season. So, okay, that's fine.
Hashtag BYUSN Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Coming up, we share what new rule we think college football should adopt based on the USFL's crazy rules.
Love them. BYU basketball assistant coach Cody Fueger has been overachieving his entire life. He's in studio to give us the scouting report on Washington State. Absolutely he has. He's overcome adversity with the Packers, too. This is BYU Sports Nation.
They have Aaron Rodgers. They've underachieved. Come on.
This portion of BYU Sports Nation is presented by Delta Airlines. Keep climbing.
I know what it's like to be overlooked, to be doubted, to fly under the radar. I only had one offer coming out of high school, but I was ready for every moment, every opportunity, and every shot that I got. Now I'm playing professional basketball, aiming to be one of the best shooters on the planet. And I'm just getting started. Be ready for your moment with Rapid Reboot, the future of rapid recovery.
Tim Daly Ford in Spanish Fork sells Ford vehicles including the F-150, the pickup designed for work and play. Tim Daly Ford maintains a large inventory, providing more choices for selecting an F-150 with the power and engineering to carry and tow heavy loads. The F-150's design offers comfort, safety, and a range of options to choose from. Think Ford. Think Tim Daly Ford in Spanish Fork.
Do you not know the groom's name?
I missed it on our first date, and it's way too late to ask.
Whenever you experience something funny, the first thing you want to do is share it with your loved ones.
Seeing that comedy helped us through things, we want to use that to help other people in a way.
We had one kid whose make-a-wish was to come to Studio C. It made me be these goofy sketches mean a lot to people.
BYU Sports Nation is presented by the BYU Store, official outfitter of BYU fans everywhere.
Yo, BYU and Washington State tonight. Alex Barcelo guarantees he'll make another one of those shots. Battle of the Cougs, NYC on the line. It'd be, the fifth time BYU's ever been to New York City for the NIT semifinals. 51-66, 13-16. Let's go.
They haven't won a semifinal in New York since 1966, though.
Yes, pregame coverage at 8 Eastern, I should mention, on BYU Radio.
Welcome back to Studio B. This is your day-to-day BYU Sports play-by-play. I am Spencer Linton alongside Jarom Jordan, the always fabulous and very intuitive Green Bay Packers fan and solid BYU basketball assistant coach Cody Fueger is with us in Studio B. Cody, welcome back. Have you recovered from the Packers postseason and now losing Devontae Adams to Ben Bagley's Las Vegas Raiders?
Yes, I have. It took a little while, but I've recovered. We had a little owners meeting, and
are you an owner?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
We had an owners meeting that morning, and we treat our players right. We treat our guys right, and Devontae wanted to get back with his teammate from college, and we just want to make sure he could do what he wanted to do. We're looking at some free agent receivers right now.
Thank you, Ben Bagley. Oh, my gosh.
Raiders fans, thank you for your kind-heartedness and for your ability to see the big picture that we were just talking about in that opening segment.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on, Cody. It's good to have you. Okay, let's talk about this. So we were just discussing, our question of the day is an aggressive one. Does BYU need to win to call this a successful season? We feel like, no, it's been a successful season. because of what you guys have done overcoming the injuries. How do you kind of see success in a season like this where obviously you wanted to make the tourney? You didn't, but now you're making a run.
Yeah, I mean, obviously our goal is to make this NCAA tournament, make a run in there. And right now, that's not in the cards, right? So we got to do the best we can do right now and win some more games here in this NIT. That's our goal. Our guys are excited about it. Practice has been really good. We're really excited about this game tonight.
The opportunity to play as a player and coach in Madison Square Garden. I mean, that you need no more motivation. It would feel like.
Yeah, no,
that's a big deal as a player.
Yeah. 100%. Like that's the Mecca, right? You think of Madison Square Garden. That's the best place, and that's where everyone wants to play. I mean, I heard Spike Lee's going to be at some of the games, so we're excited about it.
Is he really?
I have no idea.
Oh my gosh!
I was like,
well played. I was like, Spike Lee.
He's just going to yell, "It's got to be the shoe."
Is that a Leanne Pope connection there?
Probably.
I was like, geez, that's awesome. And we talk about it a little in jest, but a little serious. Like there's a little history there. BYU's won the NIT historically. We got a banner. You can add to that banner.
Yeah, that'd be unbelievable.
If you will.
If we can do that. You know, got to take care of business tonight. And
no. 2 games ahead.
Cody's so uncomfortable right now.
Like, we have
Cody, let's break down the potential matchups of the Final Four and the championship.
You want to wait for us or A&M? Exactly.
Cody Fueger is with us on BYU Sports Nation. Let's talk about the task at hand tonight with Washington State. I said it yesterday and the day before that. They remind me a ton of San Francisco. A lot of size inside. They're just so long and athletic and tall, and they have great guard play as well. How close to San Francisco is this Washington State team from a scouting report?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good call. They're very similar to San Francisco, right? They're a great rebounding team, so that's got to be the number one key for us tonight, to rebounding. Defending this three-point line is really important. They got a lot of good shooters, and their defense is really good. So we got to move the ball, got to make some shots, make an extra pass for your teammate. It's going to be a fun game tonight.
They look like San Francisco because they have San Francisco's old coach, Kyle Smith. They've guard heavy and then some really big bigs. Michael Flowers and Tyrell Roberts have put up 200-plus threes each.
Oh, yeah, they're getting them up.
They'll get them up, yeah.
Against San Francisco, Tyrell Roberts, I think he made 6 or 7.
Oh, they played each other.
Yeah, that was their first NIT game. Santa Clara at Washington
Santa Clara,
State.
yeah. Sorry.
Did I say something else?
San Francisco.
I meant Santa Clara, sorry.
Yeah. No, all good. But they are similar to them, which is interesting. In terms of the front court matchup, this has been something you guys have dealt with all year. Now, do they start 6'10", 6'11"?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're huge.
It really is like San Francisco.
It's just like San Francisco.
So Foose has tried to overcome this as a 6'6" guy with a 7'2" wingspan. But I was looking on KenPom today, top 35 in offensive and defensive rebounding percentage. He's held his own in this.
Yeah, Foose has been unbelievable. He's getting better every day. He works so hard. He's in the gym in the morning, after practice. He's working his tail off to get better and really help these senior guards, and huge part of this team.
Washington State being similar to San Francisco, is that a good or bad thing? Because that matchup was tough during the regular season.
Yeah, it's a great thing. Gives us another shot and gets our guys excited about it. We didn't play as well as we wanted to in this tournament, so we can see what we can do tonight.
Cody Fueger on BYU Sports Nation. The Cougars tonight, 40 minutes to New York City. If BYU is able to beat Washington State and get back to New York City, does a win tonight in some way validate or almost redeem the disappointment that you feel from not making the NCAA tournament?
I mean, it's just going to be a good step for this program. Something that we'll be excited about is just like, is it going to redeem that? I don't know. It's just something we're excited about. These guys want to compete again, right? So getting in New York would be unbelievable, and I know Alex wants it, Tijon wants it, Foose, all these guys, Gideon, obviously Caleb, those guys are all really excited to play in New York and have a chance to do something special there.
And you mentioned that rebounding is the key tonight against Washington State. How do you execute that against a team that starts 6'10" and 6'11"? What does that come down to?
We talk about it every day with our guys. It's hitting first, hitting second. So as soon as that ball goes up, Foose has got to go hit the 6'11" guy. Caleb's got to go hit the 6'10" guy, and our guards got to smash down, and we got to all rebound together because they are a really good rebounding team, and they shoot a ton of threes. So it's going to kind of be bouncing all over the place. We've got to go get that ball.
Feels like you need to be Dennis Rodman in The Last Dance. Yeah, it goes over here.
Dennis Rodman's son plays for.
I was gonna say, is that his kid?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Washington State.
No
has
wonder they
Dennis
rebound
Rodman's
so
son.
well.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's see. What's his name? DJ. Yeah. I was wondering if that was him. Honestly, I forgot to look it up, but I was like, Rodman. Back to your question. No NCAA tournament loving team wants to celebrate the NIT too hard, and that's the thing with this of like. Yes, we want to win this thing, but we want to be in that tournament more. So I've liked the motivation of the guys, because the NIT to me is about, do you want to play in there or not? They're all quad 1, quad 2 kind of games, and the guys have chosen to be in it, which has been. I mean,
it's really a great tournament. There's really good teams, right? Everybody's right there on the bubble, really, of the NCAA tournament. So it's a great tournament, and we're really excited. We need to get this one tonight.
I've been looking at, and we have about, like, what would this game be? This is a quad 2 home game, right? It's a good home game. So let's go. And then if you keep going, there's some quad 1 games in there in New York, right?
So we've spoken recently with Spencer Johnson and Trevin Nell in that seat, and both of them have pointed to something changing at halftime in that first game against Long Beach State. In fact, Trevin said, look, we were just straight up disappointed. Like, it took us, like, that first half to kind of be like, okay, all right, now it's out of the system. Now we can play. What happened in that locker room? What did you see from your perspective where it was like, okay, now they're in it? What changed?
I just think the guys, obviously, like you said, the disappointment at first, and for some of the seniors, things like that. And then at the end of the day, the guys are like, hey, we're at home. We got a great crowd here. Let's go fight. Let's go compete. And our guys just turned the switch, right? We got Gavin and Rich in the locker room talking to the guys. And at the end of the day, the guys want to go compete and go fight for each other.
I think it's cool that tonight we know is the last home game. We didn't know, right? But tonight we know, because then I think there's going to be a great crowd tonight.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a fun, special evening with a huge opportunity. Who's talking to the team tonight? Is it an AB?
I don't know yet.
A Tijon AB combo maybe?
It should
or something?
It should be. I think so.
If
I don't know.
It's not, I think that's a myth.
I like it. I'll let Coach Pope know. Yeah.
He's like, I got to scratch off Danny Ainge, I guess. Yeah.
Is it Spike Lee over Zoom? Oh, my gosh. Hey, I want to see you guys.
It's got to be the shoes.
It's got to be the shoes. Vegas and Ken Pomeroy have this as like a 3 or a 4-point game. I said it just feels like the teeth grinder, white knuckle type of hold on for your dear life type of matchup, speaking in basketball terms.
Those are hiking terms, right? Climbing, maybe?
Why? How do you gear up for something like that emotionally as a coach? I think when your guys get in it, it's almost easier for them because they're just in the heat of the game. Like, how do you gear up for that emotionally as a coach?
Oh, man, that's a hard thing to think about. But, I mean, every game we feel like it's going to be a grinded out, right? Like, that's just how we go into every game, thinking it's going to be – we can play, we played a couple non-D1s this year, and it's like, all right, we got to be ready to go. We got to be – so we're always on pins and needles as a staff, right? Like, we got to be ready to go. We got to get these guys ready, things like that. So every game's the same for us in that way. Now, this Washington State team does play a little bit slower than the past couple teams we've been playing, so our guys got to be ready to grind it out, and we'll talk about that for sure.
Could you score 6 points tonight?
No.
If you were a player?
No way.
2? No way? Nothing? No, not 2 free throws?
You can get fouled and make 2 free throws.
Are you guarding me? Maybe there's a chance.
Yes, absolutely. You'd score 17. Exactly.
That is fantastic. Okay, we need to do our part. Let's send you the BYU Sports Nation karma. Okay, you take it. You distribute it among your team. The good vibes are flowing from Studio B to your locker room.
Yeah, and AB and Tijon need to talk to the team before the game.
All right, yeah.
You're playing it low-key. I'm wondering if it's
make
already lined up. Yeah. They're going to they almost don't need permission. They'll just, jump in and say something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they talk all the time.
Yeah.
So that's good.
They've been talking.
Cody probably doesn't even have to say anything.
No.
They will talk.
No, I just say, good luck, guys. Let's go. Let's go play. That's it.
Go and fly.
Yeah, go fly. You're a peacock. Yeah.
Rebound, hit first and second. Let's go.
You're a St. Peter's peacock. Let's go. Coming up, the newest BYU Cougar, Gabe Jeudy-Lally, joins us.
And our BYU football's chances to repeat as de facto Pac-12 champs in jeopardy after one school had a flawless practice. This is BYU Sports Nation.
Oh, no!
And BYU made such a difference in our lives. I think really helped mold us as to who we are. And so when we had that opportunity and came back to Boise and found out there was an active chapter, we thought, okay, that's something that I can really get behind and get involved in.
We want to promote the BYU experience all over the region. We want people who leave BYU to still stay connected.
Hi, Spencer Linton here, letting you know when your company joins the BYU team as a corporate partner, your brand can be featured in sports programming on BYU TV and BYU Radio. In addition to all of the great games, you can be part of the BYU coaches shows, place your message in Countdown to Kickoff, basketball pre- and post-game shows, and each weekday on BYU Sports Nation. We invite your team to join ours and become a corporate sponsor of BYU Athletics. For details, email sponsorship@byu.edu today.
Introducing the all-new 2021 Nissan Rogue. A fuel-efficient car that's compact enough to park just about anywhere, but has enough cargo space to fit your hobbies, your kids' hobbies, and your dog's hobbies. It's equipped with the latest safety and efficiency technology for a smooth and quiet ride wherever you want to go, whether it's through the neighborhood or across the country. Are you ready to rogue? It's at Tim Daly Nissan Southtown.
Turn TV time into together time with the BYU TV app. Watch all your favorite shows when, where, and how you want.
This isn't like a practical joke, is it?
No, sir. Immerse yourself in stories with all the feels. Go on uninterrupted journeys of discovery and see families coming together while watching with your own. See new and original content, all for free on the BYU TV app.
BYU Sports Nation is brought to you by Maersk, enabling global trade for a growing world.
Number 23, Gonzaga in town for a 3-game series starting tomorrow night, 8 Eastern on the BYU TV app in baseball. We're available on BYU Radio 107.9 FM and the BYU Cougars app.
I don't know why I feel the need to say this again, but it is, again, as Jeremy said it, Gonzaga. It is not Gonzaga. It is not Gonzaga.
Come on.
It is gone like Gone with the Wind and Zaga.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a, hey, let's whip it.
Cougar Whip Around presented by Maersk, your integrated container logistics company, enabling global trade for a growing world.
Did baseball beating Utah Valley 12-5 last night exact revenge for the loss in basketball?
No. Not in any way, shape, or form. That exact revenge for the loss of basketball.
In 2 words, heck no.
No, because BYU lost more than just the game. They lost Gavin Baxter, too.
And they Horcruxed their souls a little bit by losing. Anytime BYU lose to UVU in any sport, a piece of the soul is split off and hid in a sword, in a snake tooth, and other objects around town. That must be found by Cosmo to restore it.
Now, if Gavin Baxter saw the baseball game last night and was like, I'm reinvigorated. I want to come back
from
and play
the baseball game.
I want to come back and play basketball one more year. Let's do it. Then in a way, it may have exacted some revenge.
I wish Gavin Baxter would come back for another year.
Me too. I love that dude.
It doesn't sound
love
like
the Baxter family. Love that dude. We're welcome back with open arms. Big game boomer. He's back.
Here we go.
Or she's back. We don't really know.
We don't know.
Has Aaron Roderick as a top 45 future head coach in college football? Okay. Some lofty praise from Big Game Boomer. What's the chance A-Rod is still at BYU with Kalani Sitake in 3 years when the Cougars are 2 years into the Big 12?
So they've won 2 titles? I hope he's here for a long time. I think Aaron Roderick has been the missing piece for BYU to go to 10-plus wins. I really do. I think he's a genius offensively. I think he was completely handcuffed up at Utah.
Yes.
And they could have had a taste of this.
Yep.
But they chose not to let him fly.
So I'm more worried about Aaron Roderick leaving as an offensive coordinator for some high-level SEC, Alabama, or LSU team than I am about him becoming a head coach in 3 years. And that's not to say Aaron wouldn't make a great head coach. I think he has the perfect demeanor to be a great head coach, and certainly the perfect demeanor to be an awesome offensive coordinator, which he is. But with what he's done at BYU and Zach Wilson and now Jaron Hall, you can't tell me that the Auburns and Alabamas and LSUs aren't like,
Auburn would like it. Yeah, Auburn.
You want to come do this down here? We'll pay you as much money as you want.
BYU women's outdoor track and field, ranked number 1, men's number 10 in the midseason program of the year rankings. Is it time we start calling this a track and cross-country school?
They need to be in the mix for sure. Right now, I think BYU, in many ways, Jarom, is a women's sports school. When you think about everything that's happened.
Incredible
soccer, volleyball, track and field,
yes.
cross-country, basketball. They're all incredible.
They're amazing.
Thankfully, football had a great season and have had 2 great seasons in a row, so they're maintaining their part as well.
They're doing their part. Nice.
NFL rumors have the New York Jets and Miami Dolphins. Dolphins.
This just in, Adam Schefter stating the Chiefs are trading Tyreek Hill to the Dolphins.
Oh, dang it.
For a bunch of picks.
Dang it!
We were hoping it'd be the Jets.
Would that have changed things for the Jets if Tyreek Hill had gone to New York?
Yes, Tyreek Hill is the fastest human in the NFL. Like, he's unbelievable.
Cam Miller, our guy, said, Zach Wilson deep to Tyreek Hill? I can see it. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen.
It's 5 picks for him. A first, a second, a fourth, and a sixth. In the next couple years.
Traded to the Dolphins for Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter.
Shefty.
Miami Dolphins.
Miami. Lincoln Riley's first practice at USC was said to be, quote, flawless and, quote, the greatest practice ever on a college campus. How could you possibly know that?
How much snark is in that from Colin Cowherd? When
Should BYU, as the reigning Pac-12 South champ, go ahead and hand the trophy over right now?
May as well, Jarom. I mean, USC, they got their head coach. They got their quarterback, Caleb Williams. Apparently, they're running perfect practices in that beautiful, sunshine-riddled Southern California area. Yeah.
What are the taxes on that place?
Let's just declare them the de facto Pac-12 champs right now.
Well, here's why. They won't have to play BYU. There you go.
Amen. No game against BYU.
So it'll be a lot easier. Schedule eases up for USC.
The United States Football League. Yep, so that's right. The USFL is back. Implemented 3 new rules, which include a double forward pass as long as the first pass is completed behind the original line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Okay. A 3-point after touchdown exception that gives you from the 10. You have to score from the 10-yard line.
Yeah, we've all played intramurals. We're very familiar with these rules.
And instead of the onside kick, you have a 4th and 12 from your own 33.
I think the AF did this.
Which of these rules would you most want college football to implement?
The double forward pass is super fun. No, but the 4th and 12 from their own 33 instead of an onside kick, I think that's fun.
Yes.
I like that one. I think the AF did that one.
Yes. It's a little bit more attainable than an onside kick. And I like the idea of teams having that shot. In fact, you can do as many times as you want. I feel like you can get 12 yards on 4th down from your own 33.
Absolutely. The Netflix series Stranger Things, which we really enjoy here, released photos from its upcoming season 4, and one features a BYU pennant Sailor Kook hanging on the wall. They had one in season 3 as well, which is super cool, with Susie from Utah, assumed to be a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. BYU. Is this the greatest BYU Hollywood Easter egg ever?
Yeah, do we get to see Susie from Utah?
I'm assuming they're in her room.
Season 4. Is that her? Is that her pennant? Yeah.
I'm assuming they're in her room right there.
You would think so.
Talking about what's going to happen next with the monsters.
Greatest BYU Hollywood Easter egg ever? Like,
I don't know of another.
What's better than that?
Tweet at us. What other mentions have happened with BYU in Hollywood? I don't know.
BYU Hollywood Easter eggs. We need to compile some more, because this one right now feels like it's the best, because Stranger Things has so much positive momentum.
And BYU's one thing, like Mormons, like the Mormon twins from Ocean 11 or whatever, like that's different. Now they go back and they dub it and they say, remember the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints? Coming up. Hopefully it's not our last double down picks of these.
You do not want to miss our interview with Gabe Jeudy-Lally, newest member of the BYU football pass defense. Why did he commit to BYU? He had other options. This is BYU Sports Nation.
Saw the Stranger Things picture, man.
Using your
Your Mountain America All-Stars. Out of BYU, Alex Barcelo and Shaylee Gonzalez.
Thanks for the warm welcome.
So is this where we get the BYU card?
But of course, it's the only place you can.
This is really cool.
Yeah, but mine's better.
No way.
Get your BYU card from Mountain America today. It's perfect for students, alumni, and super fans.
Quick quack. Wash all you want. Don't drive dirty.
On the next relative race, teams dip, batter, and fling chickens through the air. Tiffany sees a name of someone she's been looking for her entire life.
It's incredible.
Angie sees an important photo for the first time. And Rochelle discovers her closest relative yet.
I'm just ready to hear all about her. I want to know everything.
BYU Sports Nation is presented by the BYU Store, official outfitter of BYU fans everywhere.
The softball doubleheader coming up Friday night as the BYU Cougars take on the Iowa State Cyclones. Starts at 6 Eastern time on the BYU app. Oh, a little Big 12 preview.
Yep.
Let's go, baby.
They're a good team. Top 50 RPI team. I know how much you value the RPI, Jarom.
Get out of here.
Welcome back to BYU.
Is it a quad
Sports
one
Nation.
or not?
It's a quad one matchup. Live from Studio B. I've decided that it's a quad one series.
We have to come up with a football equivalent because we freaking love the quad so much.
I put it together. I'll show you after. I'm going to do this in the upcoming season. No kidding.
Okay.
I will show you the numbers.
Get a computer on it.
We welcome our next guest with a fabulous stat of the day.
We'll get the music later.
Sing it, Jarom. All right. Gabe Jeudy-Lally.
It's the BYU Sports Nation stat of the
Ball
day.
start on BYU Sports Nation Studio B. 5-yard penalty. Gabe Jeudy-Lally, the transfer from Vanderbilt, now at BYU, was tied for the second fewest receptions allowed among all SEC cornerbacks in 2021. He gave up just 14 receptions.
That's
pretty stinking good.
Incredible, especially when you consider Eli Ricks and Derek Stingley Jr. of LSU are the top two. That's awesome.
Well.
That's awesome.
As promised, the newest BYU Cougar, Gabe Jeudy-Lally, joins us over Zoom. Welcome to BYU Sports Nation. We are thrilled to have you.
Hey, guys. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to get on here and, just chop it up and talk to Cougar Nation.
Did you get bored with quarterbacks not throwing your way?
Just a little bit, but that meant I had to stop the run more. So I like to hit. So it was a pretty good time regardless.
Oh, a good combo there. I like that. And we're saying your name correctly. Gabe Jeudy-Lally. Is that right?
Gabe Jeudy-Lally.
Lally. Okay.
Yeah.
Lally.
Yeah.
That's why we asked.
This is why we asked.
That's why we
It's
asked.
Lally.
Lally. Thank you.
Okay. Very good.
Awesome.
No problem.
So ultimately, you choose to transfer and you choose BYU. What went into that decision?
Well, I love my time at Vanderbilt. No ill will. It was a great time. Getting my degree, great university, and I just thought that it was time for me to move on to a different route, somewhere that'll develop me and to the next level that I want to go to, win some football games at the same time. And had a lot of great schools come in during this process, and I appreciate everybody's love. But after I went on my visit to BYU, I just kind of saw that both from a football standpoint and academic standpoint, because, football ends at some point in time, I thought that it was just going to be the best place to set me up if I wanted to go to the NFL. And after the NFL, business, that's what I want to do. So I thought that the Marriott School of Business also set me up. The culture at BYU is just great. They really care about the players. The fans are really into it. And at the same time, it's like a low stress environment, which is really good, especially we're playing football. There's a lot of stress already that goes on in the game, and just the culture that surrounds like athlete well-being and stuff like that. I thought it was super important, especially like now that I'm a grad student or like older in the game. Like I just realized it's not about the rah-rah and everything like that, the jerseys and the equipment and all that type of stuff. It's more or less about the people that are going to care about you and the people that are going to shoot straight with you. And I thought that BYU was the place that truly did that.
Gabe Jeudy-Lally is with us on BYU Sports Nation. We're compiling a gift package to send to the BYU Marriott School right now for their role in helping you decide to come to BYU. Gabe, you mentioned that now you're a grad student. With the COVID year and all these strange exceptions and extra eligibility, do you have 3 years of eligibility if you decided to use all 3? Is that correct?
Yes, I do have 3 years eligibility because I'll be graduating in 3 years from Vanderbilt. So I have my senior year of football, my redshirt year, and then my COVID if I choose to extend the opportunity.
Hold up. Vanderbilt is an incredible academic institution. How in the world did you graduate in 3 years? That's amazing.
My mom's always been a stickler on school. So, when I got to Vanderbilt, I realized that if I wanted to play football, regardless if it was on scholarship or not, I had to get the grades or my mom wouldn't let me play. So I just kept my head down and grinded.
Gabe, what was your first impression of BYU football head coach Kalani Sitake?
Oh, I just honestly thought he was just like a really cool guy. He was just really amicable. Like my mom even said it felt like she knew him for many years just after having that small interaction and conversation that we had at lunch. I thought he was a great guy. He has a vision for the program, and he's been doing this thing already for so many years. And I think that just me being able to join that, it'll just help everything gel together. And I just thought he was a really cool guy, honestly.
Well, we think he's pretty cool, too. And we want to understand the timeline of all this process for you. So when did BYU first become a possibility for you, and how quickly did this thing come together? Walk us through the timeline there.
Okay, so, of course, you guys know Derwin Gray. So he coached me in high school for my freshman and sophomore year.
Oh, nice.
And, yeah, so it was late February. It was just after my birthday. He had reached out to me, and he asked me about the opportunity if I'd want to come to BYU and sorts. And I told him, I was like, I don't really know too much about it, but if I'm able to get in contact and have these conversations, we could see what happens. No guarantees though. But a couple of days later, Coach G reached out to me, got a little bit in contact, and then I was actually in Nashville visiting some friends over the weekend, and Coach G reached out and he was like, "Hey, can you get up here on Thursday?" And I think it was Monday, and I was like, yeah, I think I could get up there on Thursday. So I set it up with my mom and such, and from there, the timeline just kind of went quickly. I got up there, got to visit. Then I actually went away. I was out of the country for a little bit, so, got some time to think on the decision and such. And then I got to come back, talk to my family, and I just thought that it was the right decision for me to make at the moment in time. So I'd say, as it seems as a rapid timeline, it actually all worked out pretty well in its own.
And when it's, your second school, what you want, like you talked about. There's certain things that maybe when you were 17 you wanted, but now when you're a little older, you want different things. So with BYU, I've seen you listed at 6'1", 186. What kind of player are you as a corner, and what do you feel like you excel at?
Honestly, type of corner I want to say that I'm aggressive, tackling, really good coverage guy. Honestly, when it comes to stopping the run, I'm there. I want to stop the run. I want to be physical. I want to make sure that that I'm coming every single time. And then when it comes to, just covering and stuff like that, I don't get the ball thrown at me a lot. And it's not because I'm always there to make the play or anything like that. It's just because receivers usually blanketed in coverage, so the quarterback knows that it's just not the area of the field he wants to throw to. And I feel like bringing that to BYU, both sides of the field will now be locked down, and then that you're going to be one-dimensional. And I think it's pretty hard to win football games when you're one-dimensional. And I think that that's what I bring to the table. I mean, of course, with my experience playing, leadership as well, and being there in big games, getting to be able to play in the SEC, just a lot. The crowds have been around, top 10 teams and such, none of that stuff scares me. So I'll be able to bring that to the table and just tell everybody, we're here to play a football game. And, at the end of the day, the best team is going to win. And it doesn't matter who it is. It's just the team that makes the least amount of mistakes. So that's what I believe I'll bring to the table.
The newest member of the BYU football team, Gabe Jeudy-Lally, is with us on BYU Sports Nation. How much interaction have you had with current BYU football players?
So when I went on my visit, I got to hang out with Caleb and Malik. They're really cool guys. I'm talking to Caleb now, seeing about living situations, stuff like that. So just talking to Caleb, I got to know, he went through transfer process as well, got to pick BYU, transfer from Oregon State. And it was just kind of good to get a familiar face in the same situation. And from what I heard from him and the success that he's already had, I can tell that it was a great decision for him. And, he's had a lot of experience also in college football. So getting able to just be around him and hear about, Coach G and everybody, I thought it was really impressive. And then, Malik is out there making plays and just, telling me what it's like to be on the defensive part of this team. And I thought it was a really good experience when I got up there to hang out with them.
All right, Gabe, we need to send a gift basket to Derwin Gray as well. So we will get on that, as well as the Marriott School.
Derwin Gray.
Hey, we're thrilled to have you as part of BYU football, and we know this has been a crazy process for you. So thanks for taking some time with us in your very busy day. You just let us know what we can do for you, okay? Because we're here for you to broadcast the good news of Gabe Jeudy-Lally choosing BYU. So let us know what we can do for you.
Well, guys, I thank you guys for having me, and just all the love and support from Cougar Nation, and I really appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys welcoming me with open arms, and I can't wait to get over there this fall and win some football games. See us on New Year's also.
Let's go.
Yes.
All right, Gabe. Thanks for the time, man. We'll talk to you again soon. See you on campus.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
Gabe Jeudy-Lally on BYU Sports Nation.
Lally like rally.
Yep.
Yeah. Now we know. That's great.
And on the graphic, I love it.
Assume nothing.
Jeudy-Lally.
Yes. Exactly.
The throwback to Robin Hood.
Exactly.
The greatest Disney movies. Don't argue with me. I'll die on that hill. All right.
That's coming up after the break.
That said, you can all watch Gabe in the secondary and all of BYU football in how many days?
Countdown to the Bulls.
164.
164 days away. 164. Didn't we bring it back initially at 200?
Has it been that long?
36 days? Okay.
Are you telling me it's going to be around the corner?
I'm liking,
it's still March. I don't know, man.
36 days moved very quickly.
Coming up, our Rise and Shadow.
And it's a ball night. We give our double down predictions for tonight's matchup with Cougars. You do it.
Ball knit. Hi, Zoom.
My bad. This is BYU Sports Nation.
BYU Food to Go's convenient location at 2191 North Canyon Road in Provo makes bringing popular BYU foods to your next event easy. Everything's ready when you need it at the drive and load pickup. You drive in and they load no matter the weather. And stop in the on-site creamery for great BYU chocolate milk and ice cream. BYU Food to Go, bringing campus to your table. Call for details, 801-422-5001.
Evan, why did you tell me you even wanted to have children?
She very hates that.
Yeah, I'm with her.
There's an offer on the table, and it's big.
Wow, then the rumor must be true.
We're here under one sky, all of us, under one sky.
Do you want to have an adventure?
You see this? Another complication. Another mystery.
It was like something out of a dream.
No one had ever seen anything like it before. Come away to Neverland. To die will be an awfully big adventure.
Wax on, wax off.
Count your blessings, Lizzie. If he liked you, you'd have to talk to him. And would you consider pride a fault or a virtue? I've been so blind.
You have bewitched me, body and soul.
This portion of BYU Sports Nation is presented by Mountain America, the official credit union of BYU Athletics.
BYU Sports Nation always available on demand via the BYU TV and BYU Radio apps.
Download the pod, Google BYU Sports Nation podcast, subscribe, rate, and review.
Hopefully tonight is not our final double-down picking session of the season. We want BYU to be in New York
Session,
City.
like with a therapist?
A session? I need some therapy.
Everybody needs therapy. Let's go.
Good grief. I'm looking to finish the season strong, like BYU
Individual
basketball.
development?
Right, individual development.
This is the NIT for you?
Build some momentum for the next year. Yeah, I've embraced this.
Yeah.
So let's get to our double down picks. I'll start because I'm down like 20. Number one, Jarom's NIT Final Four will not be perfect. Okay?
Oh, so you have...
I'm leaning heavily on Texas A&M to beat Wake Forest. Okay?
Okay.
Okay?
They're probably a favorite in that game.
And number two, fingers crossed for this because I feel like this is the only way BYU can beat Washington State. BYU will out-rebound Washington State tonight.
Okay. Let's go. Number one, BYU have more offensive boards than Wazoo, who's pretty good at it. And then number two, BYU shoots a higher 2-point field goal percentage in the game.
Okay.
We don't normally assess that. I love looking at 2-point field goal percentage. They don't. It's threes, it's overall, and it's ones, free throws. Why isn't 2-point broken out on its own?
Yeah, why?
I need that.
And how will BYU's 2-point offense attack a very, very size-friendly team in Washington State? Meaning
threes.
Yeah, that's true.
Or with floaters.
Okay, Alex Barcelo floater.
Yeah.
T-John.
Or you draw them out.
Question of the day, does BYU need to win tonight against Washington State in order to call this season a success? Our elite voice of the day presented by Sundance Mountain Resort from @AmesFlames. Yes. Protect Jimmer's house. Oh, it's not called that? Well, it is now. #JimmerMania forever.
If this were the 70s, we would say, well, Stan Watts built it and Kresimir Ćosić filled it.
Precious house.
Yeah.
Then it was Danny's house.
Yep. And then it was Matt Montague's house. And then it was...
Michael Vrain's.
Michael Vrain.
Ron Solis's house. Today's Rise and Shout Out presented by Mountain America, the official credit union of BYU Athletics.
To Ron Solis, just kidding. Gabe Jeudy-Lally. One conversation with him. He knows what he wants, man. 3 years graduating from Vandy? Holy shite.
Yes. Our thanks to today's guests, Cody Fueger and Gabe Jeudy-Lally.
Sorry to Dennis Pitta. We mentioned Ron Solis, but not you.
Well, Jarom, I'm Spencer. Shout out to that entire 1997 BYU basketball team.
I love that team, dude.
They got to the WAC tournament.
I really do.
Go.